Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Upcoming IAS. So today I'll start chapter 3 of 8th class polity NCERT, whose heading is Why Do We Need a Parliament? So the text focuses on understanding laws and their role in transforming social issues into law. It highlights the importance of parliamentary democracy and the role of citizens in influencing laws. The chapter also discusses unpopular laws which restrict fundamental rights of certain populations. So we can also take the help of newspaper and TV reports to facilitate discussion and encourage uh, topics related to this chapter. Okay, so India gained independence on 15th of August 1947 after a long struggle for freedom, equality and participation in decision making. Under colonial rule, people faced danger from British government. The freedom movement led to demands for elected legislatures and universal adult franchise, ensuring citizens could participate in decision making. Okay, so this is a summary of all these pages. You can see this is the earlier version of our parliament. Now our new parliament is Central Vista. So why should people decide? If you want, you can pause the page and have a look at it. Okay, we are done with this page. Okay, the takeoff point for democracy is the idea of consent, that is people and their representatives. The takeoff point for a democracy is the idea of consent, that is the desire, approval, and participation of people. It is the decision of people that creates a democratic government and decides about its functioning. The basic idea in this kind of democracy is that the individual or the citizen is the most important person, and that in principle the government as well as other public institutions need to have the trust of these citizens. How does the individual give approval to the government? One way of doing so, as you read, is through elections. People would elect their representatives to the parliament, then one group from among these elected representatives forms the government. The parliament, which is made up of all representatives together, controls and guides the government. In this sense, people, through their chosen representatives, form the government and also control it. So you can answer these questions that is given in the left side of this page. Okay, so this is the picture. The photo shows election staff using an elephant to carry polling material and EVMs, that is electronic voting machines, to polling stations located in difficult terrain. Obviously, not all the terrain of India is plain and smooth, just like the northern Gangetic plain. So the above idea of representation has been an important theme that we have already covered in class 6th and 7th social and political life textbooks. You're familiar with how representatives are chosen at different levels of government. So let us recall these ideas by doing the following exercises. So it is a exercise for all of you guys. Pause it and answer them and then move on to the next page. Okay. So this is our old parliament building. The Parliament of India, Sansad, is the supreme lawmaking institution. It has two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha, that is the Council of States with a total strength of 245 members, is chaired by the Vice President of India. And the third one is the old Lok Sabha area, that is House of the People, with a total membership of 545, is presided over by the Speaker. The role of Parliament. Created after 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have in principles of democracy. These are participation by people in the decision-making process and government by consent. The Parliament in our system has immense powers because it is the representative of the people. Elections to the Parliament are held in a similar manner as they are for the state legislature. Though Lok Sabha is usually elected once every 5 years, the country is divided into numerous constituencies, as we can have a look at it in page 41 of this book. So each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. The candidates who contest elections usually belong to different political parties. Okay, so you can have a look at this. This is the political party and the number of MPs they have. So with help of the table below, let us understand this further. So you can pause it and have a look at it, and can all, if you want, you can also answer the question given in the right side of this page. So next one is, yes, this is the result of the 15th Lok Sabha elections. So what is the summary of this page? The Indian Parliament, comprising the President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, selects the national government through a list of MPs. A majority of 272 members is required for a party to form a government. The opposition party opposes the majority. The Prime Minister selects ministers for various government areas. The Rajya Sabha represents India's states in Parliament and initiates legislation. It reviews and alters laws initiated by the Lok Sabha. The Parliament begins with a question hour to control the executive and gather public opinion. Opposition parties play a crucial role in democracy, highlighting government shortcomings and mobilizing popular support. So you can see these are the two buildings of the Central Secretariat. South Block and North Block were built during the 1930s. The photo on the left is of the South Block, which houses the Prime Minister office and the Ministry of Defence and the Ministry of External Affairs. North Block is the photo on the right, and this has the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Home Affairs. The other ministries of Union government are located in various buildings in New Delhi. Okay, so this is an example of a question asked in Parliament. Okay, this is an old copy actually. Lok Sabha Unstart question number 2007, answered on 30th November 2007. Junk food in schools. 2007, Shri Salarapati Kupusamy Kharventan. Will the Minister of Women and Child Development be pleased to state, point A, whether the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights (NCPCR) has asked all state governments to ban junk foods in schools and also for setting up of nutrition standards. Point B, if so, the details thereof. Point C, whether the Union government has ensured the compliance of the above standards by the states. And point D, if so, the details thereof. Answer. The Minister of State of the Ministry of Women and Child Development. Point A and point B. No, sir. A letter is issued to the states by National Commission for Protection of Child Rights (NCPCR) to consider providing guidelines to schools to create a school nutrition policy. C and D does not arise. Okay, the government gets valuable feedback and is kept on its toes by the questions asked by the MPs. In addition, in all matters dealing with finances, the Parliament's approval is crucial for the government. This is one of the several ways in which Parliament controls, guides, and informs the government. MP, as representatives of the people, have a central role in controlling, guiding, and informing Parliament, and this is a key aspect of the functioning of the Indian democracy. If you want, you can answer the question given in the left side of this page. I'm skipping this right now. So, lawmaking. Who are the people in Parliament? We are already done with it. Yes. So, similarly, actually, wait a second. Lawmaking. Lawmaking is a significant function of Parliament. We shall read about this in the next chapter. Who are the people in Parliament? Parliament right now has more and more people from different backgrounds. For example, there are more rural members, also members from many regional parties. Groups and peoples that were till now unrepresented are beginning to get elected to Parliament. There has also been an increase in political participation from the Dalits and the backward classes. Let us look at the following table that shows the percentage of the population who voted in Lok Sabha elections in different years. So have a glance at this table and this question also. It has been observed that representative democracy cannot produce a perfect reflection of society. There is a realization that when interests and experiences separate us, it is important to ensure that communities that have been historically marginalized are given adequate representation. With this in mind, some seats are reserved in Parliament for SCs and STs. This has been done so that the MPs elected from these constituencies will be familiar with and can represent Dalit and Adivasi interests in Parliament. So here is the picture above photo shows a few women members of Parliament. Why do you think there are so few women in Parliament? Discuss. Similarly, it has more recently been suggested that there should be reservation of seats for women. This issue is still being debated. 60 years ago, only 4% of MP were women, and today it is just above 9%. This is a small share when you consider the fact that half the population are women. It is issues of this kind that force the country to ask certain difficult and often unresolved questions about whether our democratic system is representative enough. The fact that we can ask these questions and are working towards answers is a reflection of the strength and the faith that the people in India have in a democratic form of government. So we are done with this chapter. If you want, we can pause the video and have a look at the glossary section of this page. Okay. So thank you so much for today's class, and stay tuned for more such informational videos like this, and please do like, share and subscribe to our channel for continuing this polity NCERT series. So thank you so much.